Johnny Mnemonic was loosely based upon a short story by William Gibson, and features the cyberpunk staples of mega-corporations and man interfacing with machines in a dystopian future. Johnny Mnemonic is more optimistic than The Matrix, Keanu Reeves' other major technology-themed movie, but it's also not nearly as good. Still, this 1995 film by Robert Longo has a certain cheesy appeal. Reeves stars as Johnny, a courier who transports sensitive information using an electronic implant in his brain. After Johnny uploads a file that far exceeds his 160 gigabyte limit, he must avoid the assassins who want his head and somehow download the data before it kills him. This is a clever premise, but the film has very little tension or urgency. Exceeding one's storage limit is dangerous, and we learn from a medical scanner that synaptic seepage from the overload will kill Johnny within 24 hours. There is a lot of action in the film's 94-minute running time, but the pacing makes it difficult to know how much time has passed. Aside from some crackling, rapid-cut montages and Johnny going into spasms every now and then, we never see the adverse effects of uploading too much data. It's revealed that Johnny's brain holds the cure for NAS, a neural degenerative condition caused by exposure to the radiation from electronic devices. Therefore, the data in Johnny's head is valuable and life-saving, but without a clear countdown to Johnny's death, if he can't download the info, the film lacks tension. Reeves's acting in Johnny Mnemonic is rather poor, although you can tell that he's putting a lot of effort into his performance. Half of the time he's acting surly, and in the other half he seems strangely disinterested with the hot information in his head. Both settings are pretty deadpan, but that's just Keanu's style. There is, however, one unintentionally funny scene that takes Reeves's awkwardness and turns it into a strength.
Now suddenly, I'm responsible for the entire fucking world. And everybody and his mother is trying to kill me if my head doesn't blow up first.
Maybe it's not just about you anymore.
Listen. You listen to me. You see that city over there? That's where I'm supposed to be. Not down here with the dogs and the garbage and the fucking last month's newspapers blowing back and forth. I've had it with them. I've had it with you. I've had it with all this. I want room service! I want the club sandwich. I want the cold Mexican beer. I want a $10,000 a night hooker! I want my shirts laundered. Like they do at the Imperial Hotel in Tokyo.
Suddenly going from underplaying to overdrive, Reeves's character admits that he is incredibly out of place in this film. Through some passionate overacting, Johnny rants about how he never wanted hitmen chasing him through the slums of the city, but instead wants the good life. In short, Johnny wants the American dream. Yearning for wealth and success is something all of us can relate to, especially when an absurd conflict is bearing down on us. Dina Meyer is sassy and more natural than Keanu, and the supporting cast members play their parts well, though the comic relief can be annoying. The grungy technological future feels authentic, the street preacher is an unnervingly cheerful villain, and the finger-mounted laser whip has got to be one of the most original ideas for a weapon in the movies. The action and gunshot effects, meanwhile, look cheap and kind of lame. Still, cheap, mediocre, but fun movies were all the rage in the 80s and 90s. What did excite me about Johnny Mnemonic was the film's depiction of cyberspace. The crisp CG effects turn the Internet of the future into a rich, colorful, three-dimensional landscape of information. This made the climax vibrant and visually enthralling. You know, they should have made a video game out of that. Oh, but wait a minute! They did. Essentially, Johnny Mnemonic is Avatar's older, better cousin. Johnny Mnemonic is okay. It's a fun little techno-thriller, even if it is light on thrills, and Keanu's hamminess is endearing. The grimy future setting and the vibrant depiction of cyberspace are, hands down, the best parts of the movie. Johnny Mnemonic earns a good, but not great, rating of 3.5 stars. Thank you for watching. Cheers.
And I wear my sunglasses at night so I can keep track of the vision.